Now, while visiting South Africa's Balu Nature Reserve, you'll likely spot elephants, rhinos, tigers and zebras. But protecting those endangered animals is an all-female anti-poaching squad, the Black Mambas. Documentary photographer Julia Gunther travelled to the region to observe the unit and their fight to keep poachers away from these beloved animals. Well, she joins us live now, along with a female ranger later. So welcome, ladies. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
So, Julia, I'll start with you. How did you find this story and why did you think it was so important to tell?
Well, how I found it is simple. I was reading the article in The Guardian in the beginning of this year, actually, where I was reading about 24 women patrolling through a reserve in South Africa National Park and patrolling, looking out for poachers, snares in the areas, checking the fence 24/7 and making sure that their so-called visual policing is being acknowledged and recognized. And that, as a story itself, was for me very tempting to consider for a personal project that I have been busy with for many years, which is called Proud Women of Africa. So I wanted to make the Black Mambas the sixth part of it.
So what was it like spending time with the Mambas?
It was absolutely amazing. I got the nice, beautiful warm-up by having elephants welcoming me, ripping out the water tank from the camp. So we had no running water. That already was a beautiful warm-up for the week to come. And I patrolled with different Mambas each day, different areas. I'm a documentary photographer, so I try not to interfere as much as I can. Clearly, I have to keep up with their 15 to 20 kilometers a day marches, and I tried my best, and I hope I wasn't too much of a disturbance. But beautiful portraits and beautiful stories and wonderful chats happen while walking with them, and you are on patrol on foot, and I felt rather on a safe spot.
Well, I just want to let everyone know we are trying to get later. Her connection just dropped. We're trying to get her on the phone. So, Julia, in the meantime, just talk to us a little bit about what inspires you about these women, the Black Mambas, and just what kind of risks they're actually putting themselves in doing this job.
What they're doing is an incredible and an important job. They're actively saving the natural heritage, and they're empowering women within the community. And they're creating awareness to stop the senseless killing of, you name it, rhinos or elephants. And they are putting themselves out for at a risk, clearly. By patrolling, you could encounter wildlife, you could encounter poachers. I did not see any poachers, lucky me. We saw them on camera traps plenty of times. And that gives you the spook a bit, that scares you a bit. But they are a strong group of almost a family dynamic of women, and their love for the nature and its conservation is just running deep. And so therefore their ethos is to protect the heritage of wildlife, and that makes them very special to me. And I hope I managed to bring that a little bit across.
Yeah, and you said, Julia, this is all part of a broader project that you've been working on over the last few years about women in South Africa in general. Talk to us a little bit about maybe the sort of missing pieces that we have as an outside audience in actually seeing what these women are doing on a day-to-day and how inspiring they are.
Well, to quickly introduce the project, Proud Women of Africa is a collection of short visual stories that portrays the daily lives of remarkable women that are working or living in Africa. Various other projects in the sense that I documented nurses in Rwanda, a church marching band in a township outside Cape Town, lesbian activists, and a transgender group. So it's a very broad area that I have been trying to cover for the last years, and the Mambas are adding some sort of new active role in conservation to it that I hadn't covered yet as a sort of female pride. And they're taking on a very typically male role and want to prove that women can also be rangers. That's why it would be so fantastic if we could get Leita on the phone, because she's actually the one who said, I'm strong, I'm a woman, and I bite like a mamba.
Well, Julia, you're absolutely right. And unfortunately, we're having some issues in actually getting Leita on the phone. What we're going to do is we're going to try and revisit this topic with her next week on HuffPost Live. So We'll keep you guys posted as to when that's going to be. But for now, Julia, thank you very much for joining us today.